Isn't Bae Hyun-jin on an entirely different level when it comes to political survival? She's so consistent, so unbelievably predictable, that it's almost admirable in a twisted way. From her days at MBC to 국민의힘 and now, unbelievably, even China. At this point, her entire life motto seems to be, who should I align myself with next to stay afloat? This didn't just start recently. Her flip-flopping nature has been evident since the NBC union strike over a decade ago. Back in 2012, when NBC journalists went on strike, passionately demanding fair broadcasting. And Bae Hyun-jin, at first she stood with the union, but then in the blink of an eye, she flipped sides. Wait, if I stay with the union, I might lose my spot in the company. And just like that, she abandoned her union colleagues and jumped straight to the management side. And the result of this well-timed betrayal? Her former colleagues, the ones that actually stood by their principles, were disciplined or even fired. Meanwhile, Bae Hyun-jin secured her spot by aligning herself with then CEO Kim Jae-chul, keeping her precious anchor position intact. A masterclass in survival, a flawless act of strategic maneuvering. But here's the real kicker. Do you know what she had the audacity to say later? The union was trying to use me as a political shield for their own agenda.
제가 앵커했을 당시 언론노조원들은 보도국에 저희에게 귀신이 들었다며 굵은 소금을 들고 와서 얼굴에 뿌려대고 진과 깽가리 등을 들고 와서 뉴스를 하겠다는 난뉴스 앵커들을 겁박하고 이러한 일들을 무시로 자행했습니다.
I mean, if you're going to stab people in the back, at least own it. This level of hypocrisy is next level insanity. If you betray someone, the least you can do is feel some remorse. It's pure shamelessness at its finest. Nothing more, nothing less. An absolute piece of work. Then, just when she thought she was secure, the tables turned. As soon as the Moon Jae-in administration took over, Bae was booted from MBC. With Kim Jae-chul gone and the new management in place, she found herself on the receiving end of the very system she had benefited from. And what does she do? Another classic flip. She started doing interviews, crying about being persecuted and claiming the leftists at MBC forced me out. Cue the ultimate victim act. Wow. The same person who betrayed the union to keep her position is now playing the oppressed journalist. If nothing else, you gotta admire her consistency and self-preservation. Then, in 2018, Bae Hyun-jin Sang-yeon joined the Jayu-Hanggu and fully embarrassed the conservative persona. She positioned herself as a victim of leftist oppression and aligned herself with the hardcore pro-Park Geun-hye faction. But here's the problem. This wasn't about her ideology or principles. It was pure survival, just another convenient costume change. She stayed in the party, never making much of an impact, just riding the right political waves. But as soon as her position became unstable, another flip was coming. 국민의힘 promoted her as a fresh face, a former news anchor. But as a politician, she had neither competence nor presence. She was just another woman who worked hard to put on a conservative facade. Even within the party, many criticized her for having little to no political ability. While still a 국민의힘 member, she openly suggested that Yoon Suk-yeol could be impeached, effectively signing her own political death warrant. If you're in the ruling party, you at least pretend to support your own president, right? But no. She straight up said, well, impeachment is a possibility, don't you think? And just like that, she destroyed whatever political credibility she had left. And now she's gone as far as visiting China. Wow. At this point, it's not about apologizing or reflecting. It just seems like pure spite and stubbornness. If a 국민의힘 member gets backlash, they usually stay quiet or try to do some damage control. But no, she's basically saying, I don't care what you guys think, I'll do whatever I want. Isn't this just her openly signaling, hey, I'm joining Minju당 now? At this point, 국민의힘 has been criticizing Minju당 for their submissive diplomacy toward China all this time. And yet one of their own is now in China, doing what exactly? Honestly, she's just mad that her political career is over. So now it's like, screw it, I'll go to China and I'll join Minju당 too. Tell me I'm wrong. Back in MBC, 국민의힘, and now, no matter where she is, Bae Hyun-jin Sang-yeon's survival instincts remain completely unchanged. If there's an opportunity, she clings to it. If things go south, she ditches and runs. But let me make one thing absolutely clear for you. If you spend all this time walking a tightrope, recklessly shortening your own life with every step, then let me tell you, this so-called lifeline you've grabbed onto this time isn't just weak, it's completely rotten and falling apart. But go ahead, hold on to it as tightly as you can. But trust me, you won't be going far. What's left for her now? She'll just go to Minjudang, act like she was never really conservative, and beg for a position. It's so predictable. Let's sit back and watch where her endless flip-flopping takes her next.